Imagine you're at a concert, enjoying the sun, the music, and maybe an adult beverage. You decide to capture your happy moment and instead capture something pretty horrifying. Take a look at this. What is this? What happened? And could it happen to me? And the answer, unfortunately, is for sure.
You can see very clearly this gentleman slipping a pill into her cup while it's in her hand. And so I think that's one of the things when we talk about statistics on date rape and sexual assault, and especially these types of medications like roofies, GHB, Rohypnol, where women are getting knocked out without them knowing.
Ecstasy, LSD.
All
this happened to my daughter, who's a physician in Las Vegas. Fortunately, there was no assault, but she was with a group of people in Vegas that they happened to meet, and boom, somebody dropped something in her drink. She ended up in the emergency room.
Well, the problem is
bad night.
Yeah, you can't smell these, you can't taste these. Often you can't tell the color change because it's dark, and even if the drink gets cloudy, it's at night in a nightclub, you're not going to notice. But the statistic on that is 1 in 4 women under the age of 25 will be sexually assaulted now. So this is astounding.
That's a scary number.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. And we talk about alcoholic beverages, but realize that it doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage.
Any beverage.
It can be a cola, it can be a fruit juice, and you won't know. So it can happen to women, it can happen to men, it can happen to children, unfortunately. And when you go out, you do practical things like you make sure you watch the bartender pour your drink. But once you get your drink, I would recommend putting a paper towel over it, put a straw through that paper towel, and then drink. And when you're dancing, unfortunately, you can't do this. You have to keep it in front of you. When you go to the toilet, your drink also goes to the toilet. And my philosophy is, when in doubt, throw it out. Like if you have any questions. And also just, practical things, it also include if you feel like you're drinking something and you shouldn't feel drunk, but you feel drunk, or if you're drinking and you're like, I should feel this drunk, but I feel this drunk, make sure you tell somebody you trust, so they can get you the appropriate help, because once it happens, you may not remember that it happened for 8 or 10 hours, and by that time, the drug may be out of your system when you go to report it.
The people that are doing it should, if caught, like this person, should be prosecuted to the full extent.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I think at least there is some very interesting hope and innovation in this. In fact, one of the most interesting things I read recently was 3 high school students have come out with this idea of a straw, where it actually has 2 chemical strips, and when you put the straw in your drink, if it has one of these common drugs like GHB or Rohypnol, it actually changes color to blue. Wow. So that's putting your high school chemistry to use.
Those are some pretty smart kids.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow.
And I believe there's also a nail polish. That's a nail polish in development too, that you can dip your finger in the drink, and if the nail polish changes color, it also likely has been spiked, it's been tainted.
Any experience with this in your practice, Mike?
I've heard stories about this for tourists outside of the U.S., specifically in South America. They'll go out to a bar. This actually happens more to males when they're tourists in South America, and a very pretty woman will walk up to them, strike up a conversation, kiss them, and have a chemical in their mouth, and they label it, it's colloquially called the kiss of death. And that person can be put under the influence of the drug, and then they'll take them to an ATM, empty out the ATM, and really bad things happen. So yes, you should take all of these, precautions while you're here at home, but when you're traveling, you have to be even more alert.